Hi guys, it's Shane here from the GSI family. So we're made up of myself and Andrew Alexander from GSI West Yorkshire, and also the rest of the family from our sister company, the GSI North East guys up in the Middlesbrough, that sort of area. And that's made up of Neil Cook, who's a team spirit medium for the entire family, and also it's made up of Vicky, which is Neil's other half, and also Jan Leonard as well. She's part of the team from up there. I'm live now in my hometown. This is probably a 5-minute walk from my house, and it's a very historic castle what's been named in the Domesday Book. I'll show you around the castle in a few minutes. It is, well, I say under renovation. That what's basically happened, the National Lottery in the United Kingdom, for any of the American viewers, it's basically like your Powerball equivalent, but some of the surplus cash what they actually get from unclaimed tickets and things like that goes to projects around the UK. The National Lottery funds our athletes for the Olympics, and as you can see, they're doing a pretty good job of it, because we finished second in the Olympics. For such a small country, I think that's unbelievable. So yeah, congratulations to all of them. But one of the other things what they do is fund projects around the United Kingdom, like this, for example. We're building a brand new visitor centre. I'll swap the camera just to show you where I'm sat. But basically all around the castle, they're doing certain areas, they're doing new walkways and things like that. And hi guys, who's watching. But over at that side, over there, they're building a new visitor centre, which you're going to be able to have tea and coffee and all sorts of things like that. And over here, which is the actual royal side of the castle, they're building, they're renovating parts of it. And if I'll just show you here, the builders might look at me quite strange what I'm actually doing, but if you see over there, there's like an archway and things. When we booked out the castle for the night, we were actually we spent a bit of time under that archway because it was raining like mad. But also, if you can see over there, there's basically some marquees here, and then that little pillar there, literally underneath that's the entrance to the dungeon, which is practically all of this grass area. And that's what that's where we got some of the pretty cool EVPs what we managed to capture. But that area over there, what they're actually they're basically unearthing certain parts of it, and one of the parts what they are unearthing is the royal dungeon. So the magazine dungeon was used basically as a prison in the Civil War time, and if you go down there, you can come in the day and go down there. I think it's something like £3 and you'll get a guided tour. It's totally free to enter Pontefract Castle, by the way. It's a free attraction. Just turn up, there's a car park, and just have a look around. But the dungeon is a paid bit because they have a guided tour to take you around. And what they'll basically tell you about the history, you can see the prisoners ascribe their name using belt buckles actually into the wall. So it's very historic, and again, very active paranormally as well. But part of what they're actually doing in the renovations, they're unearthing the actual dungeon for the castle, the royal dungeon, where they held royal prisoners. And that part of the castle as well is where Richard III, I believe, or Richard II, one of you guys can probably correct me, he was believed to have been murdered there. So you never know, you might even be able to connect to an actual member of the British royal family from quite a few hundred years ago. So it's a very, very cool location. I don't know if you know the history of Henry VIII and his multiple wives, what he's had quite a few hundred years ago as well. One of his wives actually cheated on him in this castle. He found out about it, beheaded her. You all know the rest history, but this is where it actually happened. So the history here is, I believe it was Catherine, the wife, by the way, but the history in this place is absolutely incredible. It's been used for all sorts of things throughout the time. At one point it was because Pontefract, where I live, is famous for licorice, one of the sweets. It's not really grown here anymore now, but it was stored in the dungeon of the castle for quite a long time, and just absolutely incredible. Hi Claire, you'll know about the castle, I'm sure, 'cause it's not that far from yourself either. And Claire's joining us. She's from East Drive Paranormal, and that moves me on nicely actually. On Friday night, myself and my friend who's a bit of a researcher for the company, Jason, is going to an event in Heckmondwike, which is quite close to Huddersfield in West Yorkshire. I'm sorry about the wind, guys. I'm trying my best to shield the phone. And we're going with Paranormal Encounters United Kingdom, Paranormal Encounters UK. If you scroll down after this video, you can see a link to their site. And we're going to Westgate 23. And I'll tell you a bit of a weird story about this one. It's, I was telling my friend at work what I do, and she says she used to work in a place called Westgate 23 over in that area, because that's where she's from. And she told me about some of the things what actually happened there. So much so it got me quite interested. I messaged the Westgate asking them about paranormal investigations, if they ever do them. I'm still waiting on a reply for that, but that's separate. I will be possibly looking into that. But then, to basically cut a long story short, just how weird this world can be sometimes, Andrew, who's part of GSI West Yorkshire, got a message off Sally, which is one of the mediums for Paranormal Encounters, advising that they're actually doing something in that location. And do we want to go along? So how much of a coincidence is that? So as you can imagine, because I've heard about the history of what's actually happened here, not the paranormal history, how cool it actually is, from one of my friends at work, I instantly wanted to go. So yep, that's where I'll be going. There is still some tickets available. I think Sally's probably watching this stream, so hi Sally. It's £10 per person, and if you want, you contact Paranormal Encounters. It's not anything to do with GSI West Yorkshire, but as I've said numerous times before, we do believe in paranormal unity. These are local teams, and if you can't help out the local teams, who can you? It's we do believe in helping out, going on to events and things like that if we can. And that was a calling sign. Yeah, and that brings me on. So that's Friday night. I think it's back. It cut off then, sorry. The Saturday night, we're doing the same again, but with East Drive Paranormal. So I've put the link to them. You probably know them, because they're basically they work quite closely with the actual paranormal house in Pontefract East Drive, number 30. Which you know my opinion of that place. It's absolutely crazy. If it wasn't for East Drive, that was my first ever, well, obviously things have happened in my own home and things like that, but my first ever actual paranormal event was in East Drive, and that's what's made me do what I do now. So it's thanks to the guys at East Drive, and thanks to the actual location, I am where I am now. Absolutely loving life at the minute doing this. It's what I know a lot of people think we're nutters, but yeah, we do go into buildings what people are normally running out of scared, but it is an absolute addictive job, as I'm sure you probably agree who's actually into this sort of thing. But yep, for Saturday night we're going back to Hull, where we was last Friday, at a different location, so a couple of miles away, and it's the old ropery. I believe it's got some sort of history with making fish patties or something like that. And if you want any more details about that, there are still some tickets available. We're going as guests. It's not our investigation or anything like that, but similar to Friday night, East Drive are running this, and Paranormal Encounters are running the one from Friday night. But we are going to be going along. Myself, I'm not two people. Myself, Neil and Vicky from North East, we're all heading across. I'm not sure 100% about Andrew yet, but I'll let you know about that one. But we're heading across, and we're hopefully going to have a pretty good night, because it's a renowned paranormal location once again. We've heard about some of the activity what people have encountered, and hopefully we'll get a few personal experiences of our own. So if any of you guys watching this, obviously from the UK, from local area, because we do have a lot of American fans, if you want to pop along, both of the links are on the GSI websites, both sides. So just click on, and hopefully see you all there. But yeah, that's basically it from our friends. And now I want to tell you about a location what we've actually booked. We've booked it officially this morning. We've put out last night and we've had quite a lot of interest. I think we've probably confirmed near enough 10 people who's wanting to go to this already. It's at the Ironstone Mine in Cleveland, which is about an hour and a half north away from Pontefract. So it's an ironstone mine with I believe Vicky from the Northeast team, a family member's actually worked in there at one point, so it's pretty personal place as well. And they've been before quite a few times with Northeast guys before we started associating ourselves with the Northeast guys, and they've had some pretty cool things happen there. One at a time, I think, I don't know if Jan will mind me saying this, but they were all in one of the locations before they actually went to the underground part, where it's basically used as a bit, I suppose, a sensory room, what gets you used to what it's going to be like when you're in the pitch black conditions underground. And Neil the medium picked up on someone walking round the location and circling around the entire team and guests what was in the circle, and he basically got in everyone's face. But at one point, Jan, who's a very experienced investigator, he got right into her face, and she ended up using language what she's never used before. I can assure you of that. She's a very polite lady, and he got pretty intimidating. So if you want to join us on that one, hopefully we'll experience similar next time we go, and it will be very good. Tickets are priced at £22, and it's on the 24th of September, Saturday night. So it's going to be similar to the Chocolate Factory, 9 PM until 2 PM. If I'm wrong on that, we'll put a comment in here, guys, but I believe it's 9 PM until 2 PM. So that's the event, and that's the location where I am now. So if any of you guys want to go along on Friday, Saturday, or in a couple of weeks, you're all more than welcome to come. And that's basically it. So I'll keep it quite short because I want to save my data for the weekend, so I can hopefully do another little live stream and show you where we are. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. For the guys what actually watch this after it's uploaded when it's not live, hi to you guys. And one of the other thing, I just want to say a massive thank you to absolutely everyone, because me and Andrew's been doing the GSI West Yorkshire. We've moved from an old team, as you know. I'm not going to go into all that sort of thing, but we started up. Neil and Vicky and Jan contacted us and asked if they saw us at an event, and they basically liked the look of what we do, and they asked us if we'd do the GSI West Yorkshire or whatever we wanted to call it, and work with them quite closely, and we agreed to that. That was May, so it's now almost September. We've got 3,000 likes, almost 40,000 video views, so I just want to say a massive thank you to every one of you. It really does mean quite a lot. It's quite emotional, to be honest, at times, when you can see you'd actually, I'm not talking to myself, people are actually watching, people like what we're doing, and it's very grateful to every one of you who's liked GSI, and I know that's coming from myself and Andrew as well, and also the rest of the guys, because it is a full family, GSI North East as well as GSI West Yorkshire. We do everything together, so thank you very much to every single one of us, to all of you guys who's like this. So I'll speak to you all later, guys, keep you updated with anything, and the evidence is on its way. We've got a pretty cool few EVPs what we've used. We used some of East Drive's equipment on Saturday night, and we got some pretty cool things coming through from that, so we'll be sharing that with you as soon as we possibly can. We've got a hell of a lot of footage and EVP recordings to actually view, so we'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can on that. So thank you very much, guys, and I'll speak to you again soon.